what is wrong. I just do it because it is right, or because, like, I avoid something.
See, that's contradictory. So if you're saying morality is built into us, then what built it into us? Or you're leaning towards it's all subjective. So we need objective morality, because right now there are people, well, not even people, there are Zionists who would argue that they're not doing anything wrong.
Yes.
And which will be a contrast between what we believe, which is like, wait, you're slaughtering innocent women and children. Yeah, we don't care about men, it's just women and children.
I know what's right. I don't need a book to tell me that, right?
But then, based on what? You're a subject of product of socialization.
It's wrong to kill mothers. It's wrong to kill like women and children. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a book to tell you that.
But then they need a book.
They do, and they exactly. You just proved my argument, mate.
Which is
like you both reading from a book, and their book is telling them they're right, and your book is telling you you're right.
Is there?
Like,
I think
a book, and I can tell. That
I think you're simplifying it, because I don't think even they make a argument of it being religious. It's Zionism is not a religious perspective.
Their argument is that it is religious, that they're God's chosen ones, and that it's their holy land, and they have a right to it, right? God has told them to eliminate any invaders.
I would come to the defense of Jewish people and say that, look, whatever the Zionist government and the Zionist state is doing is not reflective of the Jewish people.
I agree with that, but that's not the line that the Zionists take. Right?
But then, so whatever propaganda they might be doing, quoting...
In my opinion, Zionists are basically extreme Jews in the same way that Islamists are extreme Muslims.
I would argue for you to look into that matter, because Zionism is a political stance due to...
You could say that Islamism is political. It's like taking what is written in the book and turning it into a political movement.
Not really. I think it's unfair to kind of rationalize or kind of straw man Islam from whoever's misusing it for whatever agenda they have. Islam is a complete way of life. So yes, we deal with politics, we deal with finance, we deal with family matters.
I'd say I'm cool with Islam. I'm not cool with Islamism. I'm cool with Judaism. I'm not cool with Zionism. Like, that's my position.
I would say that we need to bring...
In the same way you want to take it back to Christianity, the third, what they call Abrahamic religions. With Christianity, I'm cool with Christianity. I'm not cool with the Crusades. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good with it in moderation. I'm not good when it becomes an extreme.
I'm going to be...
Same with everything in life. Right?
I would say that even this conversation we're having now is a very advanced level. I want to take it back to the basic, which is you're saying the universe...
keep out a good way. I'm going to go home and eat my pizza.
Let me ask...
we're both on the same side, that's what matters, right?
Just very quickly, very, very quickly. And I appreciate your support, and I welcome your morality. Because unfortunately we're living in strange times. But that being said, I want to push you a little bit in regards to the statement you made in regards to who created God, where did God come from? And I would argue, for the universe to exist, you need something independent outside of the universe to put it into motion, something powerful, something with intelligence.
You can just say that, you can just use that argument and say that if God exists, you need something independent outside of God to put that into creation.
But God, by definition, Allah by definition, is uncreated. So
you can just say that the universe by definition is uncreated.
But then define it. But then the thing is, I've got backing through some sort of text. Yeah, you don't have to necessarily believe in the Quran.
It was written by men.
No, we'll get there. You don't necessarily need to believe in that, but I'm backing up through that. Now, if you said you hold a position and you're backing it through a scientific method or through science, then bring that to me. At the moment, you're kind of hypothesizing based on nothing.
Basically, no one knows. You don't know where that book came from.
We're not talking about the book, but you're not referencing science with what you believe.
The beauty of science is that science admits that we don't know. All we can do is we are searching for the truth. We look at the evidence, and the evidence is saying that this is probably.
You're not basing anything on evidence, though. Right now, if you said, okay, this is the scientific position I hold, and science is saying that the universe was always there, then fair enough. But that's not a position. That's a mainstream position. I've never.
There's lots of evidence to show that the Big Bang did happen, that the universe did come to nothing.
No. It began to exist. Yeah. So the Big Bang doesn't actually validate it coming from nothing. So where the Big Bang and scientists stop is what caused the Big Bang. And I would argue that you need something outside of the universe, because from nothing comes nothing. So nothing is the absence of something.
I personally believe that there's an infinite number of universes, right? And that we're just one universe, an infinite number of universes, and they're all popping into and out of existence all the time. That's my belief.
And you're entitled to that.
I don't know if that is my belief. Yeah. Would there be a different God for each universe, or would there be one God?
I would say that you'd have to kind of look into how valid that position is. And right now, when it comes to universes popping in and out of existence, it's like you haven't actually challenged the foundation of my argument, which is from nothing comes nothing. And you're saying, yeah, the universe came from nothing, but then there's no evidence to back that up.
Yeah, but there's no evidence to back up where it got. Like,
but I'm saying it's a logical inference that the universe didn't come from nothing.
Yeah.
The universe didn't create itself. Yeah. So if we can agree on these points, then we can move on.
Well, if we agreed on those points, and then you brought God into the picture. Yeah,
but you're not even allowing me to bring God into the picture because we're not progressing the conversation.
Well, if we agree on those points that a universe, that you need something to create something, then you just created another level of complexity. You just basically said, all right, well, God came from nothing. If God can come from nothing, then the universe can come from nothing. If the universe needs to be created, then God needs to be created. Like it's the same
we
argument.
know the universe. We know what is dependent. We can kind of examine the universe. It's observable. Yeah. So we can't apply something, our understanding of the universe, to my understanding and the understanding of the creator, Allah. Because then you're going to have to actually have a conversation about, okay, let's see what the context is regarding the creator of the universe. What's that criteria? And I'm saying that the creator of the universe is, as defined in the Quran with 4 verses. Yeah. I thought you were going to drop your jacket for a moment there. I'm like, I have to use my...
It's getting real.
It's getting serious now. Then we can have that conversation about Allah and the creator of the heavens of the universe, the creator of the heavens and the earth, once we've set the parameters in regards to how to define it. We know about the universe because it's observable. Yeah. So if we had a conversation about... Sorry, let me just finish up very quickly. If we was to have a conversation about Allah, then we would have to see, okay, what's the definition? And then we can have that dialogue and you can say, okay, I agree with this, I disagree with that. Why is that? Back this up. Because I would argue everything when it comes to religion and Islam, I would argue is objectively true. That's a big claim.
Well, yeah. How are you making that claim?
Because I'm basing on logic and reason. Yeah? So whenever I talk about Allah and defining the attributes of Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, I'm going to depend on those 2 things. That is objectively true, objectively verifiable.
How is it verifiable?
For example, if we depend on logic and rationale, so the law of contradictions. So you can't have something come from nothing.
Right, you go back to that.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you can't have something from nothing, so you create something to create something. You've created Allah to say that He created it, yeah? And you've got a book to back it up.
No. I'm saying my belief, I'm referencing a book. I wouldn't necessarily, in this stage of the conversation, use the Quran as my evidence. Okay. But I'm saying that this is how I've come to my answers. Yeah. How have you come to your answers? So you're saying the universe is popping in and out of existence, the universe was always there, and I'm like pushing you a little bit and saying, okay, where did that come from? Why do you believe what you believe? You're entitled to believe in it, but I'm just curious.
Everything else that we see does that. Like all atoms are doing that, they're popping in and out of existence. Like it seems like if you keep drilling downwards, getting smaller and smaller and smaller, you see there's a universe within an atom, right? And you just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you can keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I just think it goes infinitely small and infinitely big.
Now,
and you don't need God.
When you research into this matter,
an extra layer of complexity.
You're not going to see an argument of atoms coming in and out of existence.
They do.
Give me, like, where did you get this from? Enlighten me. I'll look into it further.
Yeah, like they do. You can observe things popping in and out. Atoms, like subatomic particles, they teleport, they disappear, they can be in two places at the same time. They do some weird shit, man. Like,
So my argument would be those atoms, what caused it into existence?
Yeah.
Where did it come from? And I would argue, because even because I'm leaning on research done by Professor Richard Krauss, right? And he was trying to make an argument for the God particle. Yeah.
expose. Expose. It's the name of the part. The God.
Yeah. Okay. And when I looked into that matter and I read his book, and it's really, it's not the God particle. What he's talking about is redefining nothing.
Yeah. He
And
just
I'm like,
chose to call it that. Right? It's not. Yeah, it's just someone chose to call it the God particle.
yeah. No, regardless. So it's not something coming from nothing. It's like he's making a completely different point. And I'm saying that, look, even if we're going to talk about atoms coming into, popping in and out, and so on and so forth, right? Let's take it back straight to the beginning, and where did the universe come from? Yeah. And if it didn't come from nothing,
Another idea I had.
so very quickly, if it didn't come from nothing, sorry, just hold that thought. If it didn't come from nothing, and we don't have currently, using the scientific method, any reasoning or any scientific basis to actually say something can come from nothing, because that's not how you live your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like you don't have the pizza in your fridge.
So think of this, yeah? If you had the universe
Yep.
and an anti-universe, yeah,
I don't know what that is, but I'll let you
existing
continue.
simultaneously, if you put them together, they would cancel each other out and you would have nothing, right? So reality could be an imbalance of two states, right? So you've got nothing, right? And then what you've got is a positive something and a negative something that if you recombine them, they would be nothing, right? So you have something because you also have anti-something. And so we have matter and antimatter. You put them together, they cancel each other and you end up with nothing. So you could say that reality is just an imbalance of nothing.
Okay.
Right? So it's still nothing.
I've had this exact same conversation with a professor of quantum mechanics, right?
Yeah.
And right now, again, you're starting with something.
Yeah,
So you're saying you've got something,
You've got nothing.
and then you've got
You've got
the
nothing.
opposite end of
You've got
that
nothing.
something,
You've got
and
nothing. You got nothing, and for some reason, nothing has split into positive something and negative something. Yeah, so you got zero, and then you've taken zero and you've made +1 and -1. You put them back together again, you got zero. So you've literally got nothing.
So even with that,
Yeah.
the whole it splitting, what caused that splitting?
What caused the imbalance? Yeah. No one knows.
Now, I would say that again, Isaac Newton's second law, cause and effect.
Yeah.
So
You could extend that theory to God and say that
again, we haven't defined.
anti-God would be the devil, right?
We haven't. That's not even how it works. But again, I'm willing to have that conversation with you. But I'm saying that look, we haven't even got to God yet, to Allah. Let's actually work with what's observable based on that, and then we can define God and see how Allah fits into this. Yeah. So
Let me stop you. Man.
go for it.
I've enjoyed this.
No. I'm conscious you've given me more time than.
You're not going to convert me for sure.
Not in this conversation, but
Never.
maybe.
I'm a hardcore atheist, but as I get older, I am realizing the benefit of religion, and I see how good it is for many people. And I have many Muslim friends, and they're beautiful people, and I realize that religion has really helped them, and it gives a lot of people a richer life and gives them an anchor.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because I was listening to a podcast by two atheists. I'll recommend don't do it, but they actually said they miss religion, and I just find that profound. I find that profound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It must be nice. Sometimes I wish I had something like that, but I don't believe it. I can't make myself believe it.
No, and it's not about blind faith. Again, when you've got more time, normally there's a tent here on Saturdays in the afternoon.
Yeah. My policy is I'm just going to be a good person, and then if God does exist, hopefully He'll welcome me into heaven.
No, but then again, you haven't actually given the premise that you know how to be good, and
I do know how to be good.
because again, you can't even explain the consciousness.
You look at kids, they know how to be good, mate. Kids know what is right and what is wrong. You have to learn. you have to learn what is,
But you're coming
like,
into the Islamic paradigm now. I would argue that children are born with the fitrah. Everyone is born upon fitrah, because you've heard that term. He's not a revert. I mean, he's not a convert, he's a revert. So he's come back to Islam because we was born upon monotheism. There's no atheist on a sinking ship. Everyone knows how to be good, but then the society corrupts you. So you're arguing this whole thing about you're inbuilt with morality, but then that goes against, what's his name, like evolution, and what's this guy's name, man? I forgot his name, that talked about evolution, the tree of life, and such a common name as well, I've forgotten.
the guy that discovered evolution.
Yeah, who popularized it, who initially mentioned it to begin with. But then this whole concept, like, then it's the, like, you wouldn't have hospitals, you wouldn't have old people's homes, because it doesn't make sense, because evolution dictates that, look, unhealthy, disabled children, let's get rid of them because they're spoiling the gene pool. So your argument that it's inbuilt would go against the whole argument in regards to evolution.
I could explain evolution to you, but that's
Probably could.
That would take too long.
What's your name, sir?
Ollie.
Holly,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
That's
Sincerely
amazing.
appreciate your
What's
time.
Ridwan.
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 That's
a cool
it.
name, man.
Thank you so much. What I'll do, can I entice you into some reading material? I look forward to your part two. When you got time,
Cool.
we'll have this convo.
Cheers, man.
Holly, thank you so much. Have a nice one, yeah? Enjoy the pizza. Okay. Am I live? Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless Holly. He's got swag. I forgot to tell him he's got swag. And I appreciate him supporting the plight of our brothers and sisters. But you have to realize that you can't have a morality without something being objective, without the anchor from Allah, without religious scriptures, without, not religious scriptures, the divine religious scripture, which is the Quran, which has been perfectly preserved. But again, he's jumping ahead trying to disprove God, but really you don't even know about the universe, so let's not move that conversation there. Alhamdulillah, to be continued. May Allah bless you all. Assalamu alaikum. Akhi.